Welcome into All Things LA Real Estate. My name is PK Knoll, and this is your Pasadena September real estate update. We are going to break down everything you need to know currently out in Pasadena. Times are still very tough in the real estate market. Rates continue to stay high. We're not getting any relief on the price side of things, and it's very difficult, especially for people trying to own a home for the first time. Pasadena is one of the most desirable spots in all of Los Angeles. Probably the premier neighborhood to be in on the east side of Los Angeles. We're going to get into the current numbers. We'll look at some month over month. We'll look at some year over year. And at the end of the video, we'll go to homes that have caught my eye where I try and find you some value in the neighborhood. Let's go. All right, so we're going to start things off. What's currently happening out in Pasadena? We're going to look at the numbers so we can see exactly what they're telling us. That's the information you're going to get. There's not going to be a lot of opinion pieces. I'm not going to be the realtor who tells you have to buy a home right now. In fact, I think you should tread lightly and be smart about it. But currently out in Pasadena, we got 107 homes available for sale. 30 of those homes have seen price drops. Now, in a typical market, price drops are a huge red flag, but what we're seeing right now is just low demand from buyers because the interest rates are so high that it's priced so many people out of the market. On the low end, we got a home available for $685,999. We're going to talk about that home later in the video. Top end, $11.5 million. If you've been following along on our monthly updates in Pasadena, we had a home last month that was available for $38.5. We talked extensively about it. It actually expired and did not sell. We kind of anticipated that, but we saw that one go off the board, which brings our new high on the market to 11.5. Our average is at 2.292, 884. Days on market is 53. We are looking for that number to get to 60. That's when home sellers start to get weary. They start to drop the prices more. And we're really, if you're going to buy a home right now, you got to find some value. So we are etching towards that number in Pasadena as homes sit longer and longer. If we take a quick peek into September of last year, 2022, we had 73 homes sell at 102% clip, meaning 2% over the list price. We're going to have a hard time getting to that number. This year, we're seeing consistent year-over-year declines. But the most important aspect, the thing that's going to be the most telling for you if you're someone who's going out into the market and trying to buy a home right now is what happened last month, because that tells you exactly what kind of transactions are happening. So let's run that now. All right, so we're going to get into the numbers for August. August is very important. The most recent month is always vital because what's most recent is what's most relevant. And in August in Pasadena, we had 60 transactions go down. That's down 13 from July. They sold at 104% clip. So we're still getting a little bit of action. We're still seeing homes sell a little bit over that list price at 4% above it. The minimum end was $748,000. You're not going to get a lot of deals under $1 million in general in Pasadena, especially for $748,000. That home was a huge fixer-upper. We actually talked about it. So if you're interested in knowing about that home, you can go to the end of the video for our August real estate update. We kind of break that home down, but it did go off the market right at the list price of $748,000. The top end, we had a home sell for $4.5 million. It sold for $250K over the list price. So it was listed for $4.25, sold for $4.5. So when we get to that kind of next tier above that average, our average always kind of sits in a little bit above the $2 million mark in Pasadena these days. So when you get to that next tier up into the 4 millions, we're still seeing some action. Those homes are beautiful. And if you're in that price range, obviously Pasadena is a very desirable spot to get to. Our average last month was 1.776097. We're seeing that number be kind of consistent. The average list price, because we get some high-end ticket prices, is always coming up above 2. But we're seeing like the 1.8 really kind of tinkering for our averages in Pasadena right now. Average days on market for those homes that sold was 34. And if we look into August of 2022, we had 91 homes sell at 103% clip. That was consistent for last year, but that is a 35% decline year over year. Pretty bad, not good. One of the highest we've seen in the east side. So big declines year over year, and it's probably be consistent through the rest of this year, as we are not anticipating any relief when it comes to the rates. It's very expensive. Just to give you some kind of understanding mathematically as far as what it means if you moved into like a 7.5% interest rate on a home right now. Let's say you bought that home for $2 million, you're going to pay 150% in interest, so you'll end up paying $5 million for that home over the length of your loan. But let's see if we can find some value in the neighborhood. Let's jump over to homes that have caught my eye, where I try and break down a few homes that have some value that might be opportunities for you. Homes that have caught my eye. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to get into the low end. We're going to see what the entry-level position looks like. If there's some low-end opportunities for you, we're going to go into PK's top pick, where I find the house that I think has the most value in the neighborhood right now and might be a home you want to check out. If you're looking in the neighborhood, if you need an agent to represent you, reach out to me. All my contact information at the end of the video. And then we're going to finish off with the top dog, where we're going to break down and see what's happening with that home that's available for $11.5 million. But let's start things off on the entry level. It's 572 Sonola Avenue. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bath, 641 square feet. It's listed for $685, $999. This place needs work. You're not going to get a home for $700K that doesn't need work. It needs paint. The floors need major work. Has a nice little outdoor space. It does have a garage. And one thing that's always difficult, always wearing in California, is the roof. And this home does have a new roof. So one less thing to worry about. It actually sits over by Jefferson Park, if you're familiar with that. The price is $1,070 per square foot, which is extremely high. If I'm on the low end, I want that number ideally around $400 or $500 per square foot. I'll deal with $700, so $1,000 is very high. The lot's not huge, $2,401 on that. If you fix this up, this is the important aspect when dealing with this house. If you put in the right kind of updates to the home, the comps are probably somewhere around $800,000. So you got about $100,000 wiggle room. We're seeing, the 102s, 104s as far as what homes are going over the list price. So maybe $700K is the mark where we're looking at this home, but that's where we're looking at the entry level. As we transition into my top play, complete money play here at 677 Atchison Street. 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,274 square feet, listed for under $1 million at $950K. First thing that I love, $1 million price drop. I normally would never say that in a typical market, because price drop means there's something wrong with the home. It's mispriced. There's some red flags that buyers are seeing, but this market, it's just not the same. It's just not the same as a normal real estate market. So price drops are just a matter that there's not buyer demand. So seeing $1 million price drop right now does not necessarily mean there is or isn't red flags, but what it does tell me specifically is this seller's ready to move on. So that's a good starting point. And they're not getting a lot of demand, right? You don't drop the price $1 million if you have 10 offers. Nice patio here. It comes with the appliances. You can take those or leave those. $745 per square foot. Like I mentioned, on the entry-level home, I want it between 4 and 7, so $745. I'm in for that. The lot is 4941. So pretty decent size. Here's the huge kicker for me. Right in the same exact neighborhood, right on the streets that are congruent with this home, we saw a 2-1-976, 2-bedroom, 1-bath, $976,000 sell for $1.1 million. Same neighborhood as well. 1,000 square feet, also sold for $1.1 million. So what that means is there is room for this home. This home's typical value in a normal market of like a 4.5%, 5% interest rate is $1.1 million. And that is exactly what you need to look for if you're going to go out and purchase at a high interest rate and purchase this home. Is you need to have a home that has good room for appreciation, so you do not get underwater on your loan. And that's very important. Do not listen to any of the refinance people out there that says don't worry about the rates. You should always worry about the rates and what you sign up for with your loan, for what your monthly payment is, which you have to anticipate for the entirety of the loan. And when things change for the better, great, we make those adjustments. But you can't go in just hoping, with just a wiggle room of maybe a year or two of being able to afford that payment and with the hopes of refinancing, because if things go awry, you're going to be in deep trouble, and you don't want to do that on $1 million loan. The front yard's turf, just a little caveat there. And it does have solar panels, so it'll save you a little bit of money off your electricity bills, and they are paid off. You always want to check in on the efficiency and what program they went through with the solar, because there's positives and negatives when it comes to that stuff as well. Jumping over the top end, let's see what the top dog looks like. It's 1215 Wentworth Avenue. It's 8 bedrooms, 10 baths, 12,250 square feet. It's listed for the 11.5 million. That would be a record in Pasadena this year. The record right now is 10.3. So we'll see what kind of attraction this house gets on the super upper end of Pasadena. $938 per square foot. Now, when you get to the top end, that per square foot number jumps to 1,000. That's pretty typical. So I do like the 938. The lot is humongous. It should be if I'm going to pay 11 million plus for the home, but it's just over 48,000 square feet for the total lot. Has a nice pool, beautiful yard, little regal home indoors. We see that's a lot with kind of like the older development, high end ticket. Is there was this kind of phase of real estate where like the regal look was, really in, and that's what you see with this home here. Has a butler's pantry, a lot of nice additions to this home. So I'm very interested to see how this one goes down. If it sells, like I mentioned, it will be the top dog in Pasadena for the year. So we'll keep our eye on it next month to see if we get any attraction. If it's something that you're interested in, not bad numbers either. Thank you so much for watching the video. We do this every single month for almost every neighborhood on the east side. We're doing Pasadena, Silver Lake, Eagle Rock, Highland Park, Glendale, La Cañada, El Sereno, Cypress Park. The list goes on and on. So like and subscribe to the channel if you are so inclined. If you're somebody who's looking to purchase a home on the east side of Los Angeles or sell your home, I am happy to help out with you. Reach out to me. You can send me a direct message online, or all of my phone numbers are listed. Even if you're somebody who's hesitant with 7% interest rates, that puts us in the same boat. It always helps to start preparing for future opportunities because you don't want to miss the boat there. We will tread lightly. We will look for value, and we will get it done. I also do a ton of other videos. I get into the schools. I get into, the restaurants in the neighborhood. I get into the attractions in the neighborhood. I do some other fun videos like quick cribs. So once again, like and subscribe if you are so inclined. Have a great day. Be kind.
Yeah.